Faculty members at UW-Madison are up in arms over changes to job protections for professors. Senate Republicans have put language in the state budget that eliminates tenure from state law, turns it over to the Board of Regents, and expands the circumstances under which faculty can be fired. Chancellor Rebecca Blank has sought to reassure faculty while also asking lawmakers to reconsider the changes. This flap follows a planned $250 million cut for the UW system. It's an interesting time at UW. And we're talking about it now with Chancellor Rebecca Blank. Chancellor, it's good to have you back on the program.
It's good to be here.
You had a faculty senate meeting the other day. You talked with your faculty members, and one of them said this is a coordinated assault. The changes proposed by the legislature constitute a coordinated assault on the university system. Do you agree with that characterization?
You know, I don't know that this is a coordinated assault. I do think that it is a series of actions that, when you put them together, can have some very unfortunate consequences for the university. I am very concerned about the level of faculty anger right now, particularly around these tenure changes. Those were put in place without consultation with any of us at the university, and the language of those changes is particularly out of sorts with standard tenure protection language. So, you know, I have talked with some legislators about trying to see if there's any opportunity to change that language. If there's not, we're going to have to figure out how we work around this to make sure that we have the same tenure protections as our peer institutions.
You said you're personally angry. I heard you use that word the other day. You're angry.
Well, you know, it's been a very long winter and spring. You know, you get changes in the mission statement, you have a long budget debate, you then get dumped with some of these tenure changes. At some point, it's hard not to feel anger, and I really appreciate the concern that my faculty have.
I want to ask you about the language that's being proposed, and I'll read it here. In the past, we should say that tenured faculty can only be laid off for a fiscal emergency or just cause. Under this new language, they could be laid off when deemed necessary due to a budget or program decision regarding program discontinuance, curtailment, modification, or redirection. You just said you will not accept any tenure policy that is not equal to peer institutions. Does that fit that description? Is that equal to what other institutions are doing?
So we need to write some policies around that if that is the language that we end up with. What that language does is authorizes the Board of Regents to utilize its authority, you know, when they wish in these sorts of cases. What I would like to see happen, and I know that President Ray Cross is exactly on the same page, is that we write administrative language, and all sorts of state statutes, of course, are defined by administrative language, which suggests at what point the Board of Regents, the chancellors, the universities will take up that authority. And, you know, my reaction is we will take up that authority in ways that are consistent with standard tenure practice, which is when there are major program closures for very good economically justified reasons or educationally justified reasons. And even in those circumstances, at a place like Madison, you look at all the other alternatives before you discuss tenured faculty leaving the institution.
Faculty members say they're being asked to trust the regents. These are political appointees, and they don't feel like they really trust the regents. What do you say to the faculty members who express that?
Yeah, so, you know, I find the regents a really dedicated group of people to higher education. You don't accept an appointment for 7 years of what is, in many cases, almost a full-time job, unless you really care about these institutions. And I have found over the time that I've worked with the regents, they do care about the institutions and are concerned with making sure that they thrive in this state. So I've worked closely with the regents. I know them personally. I think that they're going to do all the right things here. My faculty don't know them personally, and I understand that they have more concerns, and at some point the actions of the regents are just going to have to demonstrate that they understand these issues. The regents voted unanimously to put into regent policy the statutes, the wording that was removed from state statute. So I think they really do understand the importance of tenure and tenure protection.
I want to ask you about the fallout of this, these proposed changes. You have the cuts that are being talked about, then you have these proposed changes to tenure, and the Faculty Senate overwhelmingly approved this resolution that says, and I'm quoting now, if adopted, the proposed language will lead to the demoralization and or departure of substantial numbers of faculty. It will have negative repercussions for recruiting outstanding new faculty and will seriously damage UW-Madison's national competitiveness and the faculty's ability to grow the economic future of the state and to serve its students and its citizens. Is that going to be the fallout from these proposed changes?
So I think many people don't appreciate how highly competitive the market is for top researchers and top faculty members. Virtually anyone who is good enough to go through and be accepted in a tenure process at the University of Wisconsin at Madison could get job offers from any number of other top institutions. And you know, my biggest worry right now is that there's a lot of rating going on. There are a lot of phone calls that are coming into my faculty who, people who've been reading the national press. And, you know, I've had several faculty reporting they've gotten 2 or 3 phone calls over this last weekend of, from other universities saying, you want us to pursue an offer for you. You know, we could lose our best assets within the next 6 months. And that's where these sorts of upsets just don't accomplish anything. It puts the university at real risk, and a risk that this state shouldn't want its flagship university to be at.
Your best assets. So you think you could lose a significant number of top-notch faculty?
Well, I very much hope not, and I'm doing everything I can to persuade people that we can put in place the tenure protections that are equivalent of what they would have at any other institution. But they are a little angry right now. They are feeling at risk. You know, we not only, of course, are in the process of retaining our best faculty, we're also always in the process of recruiting new faculty. And I have now heard from a number of people with whom we had offers out who have selected not to come, that they're reading the national press, they're looking at Wisconsin, and they're saying there's just too much risk there. Why would I take a job there when I can take a job at any number of other institutions? That's a dangerous place to be for an institution whose entire reputation rests upon the quality of our faculty.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with Chancellor Blank, including what she plans to do to fight the tenure changes. And remember, you can keep the conversation going throughout the week by following me at Mike Gousha on Twitter.